So the next thing I want to show actually is about the prospect process. And I need to explain a few things here. So let me open up the demo site. So if you look this person, right? This is person Luke Smith. One of the tabs is actually the prospect tab. And you can create this information for them. Sometimes this information is created automatically if you have a person that is registering for an event calendar, kind of an event on your calendar, and it's not a member, we will create this task for you. And then you can say, well, you can choose here how likely is this person to join. So the rating is an A+, it's a person that you know you're super sure that they want to sign up. And basically C here would mean a prospect that I barely heard what the village concept is. They don't know if they want to be joining or not joining. So this is a person that is not very interested. This is a person that is medium interested. There is a person that is interested. This is a person that is very interested. So you can choose that rating, and it's obviously subjective, right? But it's good. You can say here, where are they at? So they want to join, and how did we hear about them? Is a third party recommend or just person that came through the web? You can make some comments here. It's like, look, is Manuel Acevedo's friend. So, some notes that can be useful to you. You save this, and then once you save, you can create a new task. So basically, it's what do you want to do with this person, right? And then you can assign this to a person. So for example, I can say here that Christina is in charge of the recruitment of this person. We can see the notes and the info that I just asked. And basically here, I can decide, Christina can do it for herself, right? Or I can do it for her. So basically, can you call this person about membership benefits? And then you say here, these prospect that we're recruiting for different things, actually. It doesn't only need to be a new member, but if you're recruiting people to be a volunteer, this would be a task as a volunteer prospect or a donor prospect or an unqualified prospect, or a new member or renew member. You can also use this as a renew member task. If you want to call them to make sure they want to renew their membership, you can create them also in this category. In this case, it's going to be a new member, just because I want to do this like this. We can give some time to Christina to do this task. So basically here by default, we're applying 1 month, but you can change this. You say, well, if you can call this person before the 9th, it would be good. This is a task that is open. And then you can write some more tasks here. It's like Luke came to the village party with Manuel last week, or whatever other notes you think may be useful for Christina or for myself for the next time I call. When you create this task, it's going to be showing now in the prospect tab of this person, right? So Luke Smith is Manuel Acevedo's friend. We have an upcoming task, something we need to do. So in September, no, it's 9th of April. They have a European moment there for a second. And then what we want to do is like call this person about membership benefits, and then there is a comment and stuff like that. So and then here you have other lists. So basically it's other tasks that have been completed in the past, and then other suspended tasks, tasks that we were supposed to do, but we never did because we're busy with other things. But it's kind of, you can keep track of tasks that you wanted to do and you never did. Now, if I want to do this task, right, one thing I can do is I can come here and imagine that I'm actually making this phone call now. I can come here and say, okay, now I am completing this task now. And this task was completed today. And I spent 20 minutes, and this is what happened, right? So so basically Manuel called and made chatted with Luke about something. And then just save this. So now this task is being completed. And I can create a new task, right? So it says, save, please schedule next task action. So this person didn't sign up for membership because they were not ready, right? But I did call today. So we're gonna have that record there, and I can create another task, which is like, make a second phone call to discuss why Manuel joined as a member. And then still as a new member tab, this is something we're gonna do, let's say before April 14th, it's open. There's tasks like we already had one call. The second one is to confirm Luke is ready to join as a member, or whatever applies in this case. You can save this. So now that we did this, we're going to look at Luke's kind of profile again, right? And what I wanted to show you here is that there is a completed task that we did today, right? Because Manuel called and chatted with Luke about something. And then there is an upcoming task that we want to do before April 14th, okay? And so basically it's what we have done and what we need to do in the future. You can create more other tasks, right? Because maybe you want to recruit them as a new member prospect, but you can also recruit them at the same time as a donor, maybe if you want to, right? You choose whatever applies here. So you create these tasks for each person. And then the other thing that is really important with the prospects module is that you need to go to the admin, people management, all the way up here on the top. This is prospects to-do list, which is basically everything that needs to be done for recruiting. So if you select this, you have this list. And then basically here you can sort this list of all the different prospecting tasks that we have in the system. So for every person in the database, and basically here you can sort this list, right? You can, if you know the person, right? It's like, oh, I'm looking for Luke. Oops, search. So there you go. So we got the 3 prospect tasks that we had: Luke Fish, Craig Kerluke, and Luke Smith, which is the one I was doing, right? So this is we're looking for a person specifically. If we're not looking for a person specifically, I can show you a few other things. You can filter this list by other things. Kind of, you can say, okay, I want to see the prospects, the kind of our prospective donors, because I'm in charge of fundraising, or I want to see all the prospects that we are renewing their membership, or those that are doing the new membership. So you can do this, and this is going to filter the list with only the prospect task for new membership, as you can see here. You have the possibility here to filter the people that are interested. For example, something I would do, rather than calling Debbie that is mildly interested in becoming a member, I would always start with basically sorting this list. Broke. Some had some sort of problem, but basically what I was saying is that you can order this list, and I'll check what happened there. But basically, he's gonna order this list so that you can see the prospects that are new members that are super interested in becoming a member. So those would be easy to catch. So you want to have them done first in your list. So this is how you process this list of prospects. There's another thing I need to show you about this, and then I know we're almost at the top of the hour, so it's gonna just take an additional minute. If we go to groups, you will see here different type of groups that you have: check-ins, interest groups. So this is the Village Talk groups. It's the mailing list, tag people, village builders, volunteer services. But basically here in the mailing list, if you go here, these are automatic mailing lists that are done for you from Helpful Village based on the data in the system. So here, for example, you have the list of active members. You don't need to add people or remove people from this list, because we can do this for you based on the expiration dates they have, okay? Same thing for this list, where you have at the same time the active members and active volunteers. Here you have the active volunteers, you have all prospects, and then you have these other groups that I wanted to show you is prospective members, prospective renewals, prospective volunteers, and prospective donors. I don't know if I repeated one, but basically prospective members, if you come in here, you see there's 36 people here. And then if I search Luke, you see Luke Smith that we just added. The person is added to this group just if there is an open task for this person in this category, right? So you don't need to add people to this list, and you can synchronize this with MailChimp. So this is the next thing you do. Because then you probably want to send if you want to send a specific group email to your prospective donors or your prospective new members, etc., you can synchronize this with MailChimp and use the email messenger to send them a specific email to them. But then what I wanted to say is that the people in this group is not something where you add or remove people. The people in this list depends on people that have open prospective tasks, right? So if for example, Luke became a member, he's no longer a prospective member, anything. Well, then basically you set his prospective task to complete it, and that's it. He will automatically disappear from this list. So you don't need to add or remove people to the prospective list. It works based on the information on their prospect tab. If they have open tasks in this category, they are a prospective new member. Okay, so with that, and now I'm gonna pause because it's 1:01. I can stay for a few more minutes to see if we have questions about this prospects process or comments. We can do all of that, but
Yes,
then
there are.
yeah, perfect. So
You
I
know,
don't know.
from Northern Colombia, maybe if you want to
Mhm,
jump in and give your feedback.
mhm,
Um,
Oh, we use this a lot, and it helps with catching people who fall through the cracks.
mhm,
And so we find this extremely useful. And also, we use it. We have a volunteer coordinator, member coordinator, the
mhm,
president, me. So by having all this information in the system, we can see exactly what's going on with that person. So
mhm,
this is a great, useful tool. The only problem I have with it is
mhm,
that when someone doesn't renew their membership,
mhm,
it automatically hits the prospect list.
mhm,
Great.
mhm,
Then what happens is that the person may send in their check and now they're a member.
mhm,
It doesn't automatically take them off the prospect
mhm,
list.
mhm,
So it requires an extra step
mhm,
to go and double check and see if they've paid and if they're
mhm,
okay. And then we have to go in and delete it. That's
mhm.
the only, it's not
Okay.
a big deal. It's not a big deal,
Yeah.
but that's the only thing that, we have to walk through that process.
Mhm.
And we've set out that process with everybody, and it really does work.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Great. I love that feedback. First, that you find it useful and it's helping you. I like how sometimes I explain something and one of our villages just defines it better than I can. Because you said it perfectly. Like it's exactly for that, for people that follow through the cracks. You see what I'm saying? This person that said, "Oh, I love this concert. I would like to be a member," and they say that during a party. You see what I'm saying? And then
Right.
it's like, and then we don't want you to kind of keep that in your mind where you need to remember, oh, I need to call that lady. Remember, I need to find it because we don't want people just remembering on that. You just want to make a note on the system saying, okay, it's here. This lady was interested, so I'm just gonna put a prospect task. It takes 2 clicks, and then I can forget about it because I can always look it up in the system. It's gonna remind me who I need to call. So it's exactly for that, for the people that follow through the cracks. The other thing that you said, I think is also super important, is that it's not only one person. When you have multiple people that are following up on the same person, you don't want to have them, receiving 3 phone calls from 3 different people that don't know what this is
Right.
about, because then it doesn't look very coordinated or organized. So if you use the module, you can see, okay, oh, I see the president called last week, and she wrote a note, but I can comment on that she spoke to the president. We can look great as an organization saying, well, basically we know the last contact we had with you. Now, for what you're saying, the fact that we basically, when someone expires, we automatically create this task for the renew membership task, and that's great because that helps you follow up. And we never thought of removing that task once we have an active membership. But you know what? It's easy for us to do so because if they have an active membership and payments and stuff like that, we should be able to close that prospect task automatically. It doesn't make sense. If they're now a member, why would we leave a task there? So we take note of that one. And when I say we, Cristina is going to take note of that one. And it's an easy improvement that we're happy to add to the system. So that was great.
I know that the time, but just a last question is if it is possible to send an email notification when we assign a task to a person.
Yeah, definitely. So that we need to. So we are definitely thinking about this generalization of reminders and tasks. So we can. There are 2 things. First, when we're assigning to this person, I think it makes sense to let them know that they're assigned to that. And second, we could do some sort of a reminder because the prospect tasks are there, but we are not reminding people about those tasks. We just, people need to go into the prospects module and look up, oh, what can be done, what could I do, and stuff like that. But we're not, if there is an assigned person, maybe we could send a reminder email. So those 2 are good ones, Chris. We can write them down as improvements. So those are interesting.